When I took charge of Burkina Faso, I saw a nation wounded but not defeated. I knew that if we stood together, no foreign power on earth could decide our destiny again.
Before Captain Ibrahim Traoré came to power in 2022, Burkina Faso was a country full of potential but trapped in pain. Roads across the nation were nothing but long, broken dirt paths. Traveling from one village to another felt like a dangerous mission. Cars broke down, motorcycles slipped, and people often spent hours stuck in deep potholes. These rough roads cut communities off from markets, hospitals, and schools, making daily life a struggle. Hospitals were in an even worse condition. Many had no doctors, no medicine, and no basic equipment. Some patients lay on the floor because there were not enough beds. Mothers worried because maternity care was weak, and children suffered due to lack of vaccines and proper treatment. For many families, visiting a hospital meant facing fear, not hope. Farmers, the backbone of the nation, struggled to survive. Cheap foreign imports destroyed local markets. Western companies controlled trade, leaving farmers poor even after months of hard work. Meanwhile, corruption spread everywhere. Leaders enriched themselves, and young people felt forgotten. Schools lacked teachers, books, and electricity. Dreams faded because the system offered no chance to grow. This was the Burkina Faso Traoré inherited, a nation ready for change but held back by years of neglect and neo-colonial control. Captain Ibrahim Traoré stepped into leadership with a burning belief that Africa can rise on its own without depending on Western powers. Young, fearless, and inspired by Thomas Sankara, Traoré looked at Burkina Faso not with sadness, but with determination. Where others saw ruins, he saw possibilities. His vision was simple: rebuild the country from within, empower the citizens, and restore national pride. Traoré's leadership style is direct and bold. He refuses to sugarcoat problems. Instead, he faces them head-on, speaking openly about corruption, foreign exploitation, and African unity. His message is clear: Burkina Faso belongs to its people, not foreign companies or corrupt elites. To support this, he removed foreign firms from major projects and replaced them with trained local workers. He believes development must come from the hands of the people, not outsiders. For the youth, Traoré became a symbol of courage. He encourages them to innovate, learn modern skills, and dream bigger than ever before. His government invests in schools, training centers, and tech hubs so that young people can shape the future of the nation. Traoré's vision is more than political leadership. It's a movement. It's a call for Africans to reclaim their dignity, independence, and power. One of the biggest and most visible changes under Captain Traoré is Burkina Faso's infrastructure revolution. Just a few years ago, most roads were dusty paths filled with potholes. Rain turned them into mud rivers, and long-distance travel felt like a battle. But today, those same roads have transformed into smooth, modern highways that connect villages, markets, schools, and farms. People can now travel safely, quickly, and with dignity. Traoré made a bold decision that surprised the whole continent. He refused to hire foreign companies. Instead, he bought heavy construction machines and trained Burkinabe engineers to build their own roads. For the first time, citizens felt ownership over their country's development. In interviews, road workers proudly say, "We are building our own future." These new roads have brought life back into rural areas. Farmers can deliver crops on time without losing their harvest to spoilage. Students reach schools easily. Small businesses open near highways, turning once-forgotten regions into economic hubs. In markets, people celebrate these changes because they finally feel connected to opportunity. The infrastructure revolution is about more than concrete. It is about confidence, pride, and proof that Burkina Faso can build world-class development with its own hands, no foreign help needed. Burkina Faso's health transformation under Traoré feels almost like a miracle to many citizens. 3 years ago, hospitals were heartbreaking places. Ward beds were rusted, equipment was outdated or missing, and patients waited for hours without receiving care. Rural clinics often had no nurses, no medicine, and no electricity. Many mothers feared childbirth because help was limited, and children lacked proper vaccinations. But the viral video shows a completely different reality today. Hospitals now shine with modern equipment, MRI scanners, X-ray machines, surgical tools, and clean, well-organized wards. The government negotiated directly with manufacturers, cutting out expensive Western middlemen. This allowed them to buy more equipment at lower prices, saving lives across the country. Traoré also launched a massive training campaign, preparing thousands of doctors, nurses, and medical workers. Rural clinics have been revived, giving villagers access to quality care close to home. Maternal and child mortality rates have dropped significantly. The video shows emotional scenes of healthy babies born in modern maternity rooms. One mother tearfully says, "Traoré gave us hope. This health revolution is not just about technology. It is about restoring dignity, giving families confidence, and proving that African nations can build advanced healthcare systems without waiting for Western aid." Agriculture is the heart of Burkina Faso, and under Captain Traoré it has undergone a powerful rebirth. Once farmers struggled to survive, Western imports flooded the markets, local seeds were replaced with GMOs, and chemical fertilizers damaged the soil. Dry lands produced little, and rural poverty grew worse year after year. Traoré changed everything. He declared food sovereignty a national priority. Instead of depending on foreign companies, he invested in local seeds, organic farming, and traditional African crops that naturally thrive in Burkina Faso's climate. Irrigation systems were expanded, turning dry lands into green fields. Farmers received training, subsidies, and credit access to improve their productivity. Many joined cooperatives, giving them strength in numbers, better prices, shared tools, and collective power. As a result, yields increased, imports dropped, and poverty declined. The viral video shows young farmers proudly holding healthy millet and sorghum harvests, crops that once struggled to grow. One farmer confidently says, "We now feed ourselves." That single sentence represents the new pride spreading across the country. This agricultural revolution is not just about farming, it is about reclaiming independence, restoring cultural identity, and proving Africa can nourish itself without relying on foreign food systems. Burkina Faso's youth have become the beating heart of the nation's transformation. Under Traoré, young people are no longer seen as victims of poverty. They are seen as creators of the future. His government invested heavily in innovation hubs, tech centers, and business programs where young minds can build new ideas. One of the most inspiring moments in the viral video shows young engineers building electric cars in Burkina Faso. People across Africa were shocked. Who expected a Sahel nation once portrayed as poor and dependent to produce futuristic vehicles? These young innovators proudly say, "Thanks to Traoré, we dream big." Education has also been revived. More than 400 closed schools reopened. New vocational centers teach skills like engineering, coding, carpentry, and mechanics. Scholarships help students study STEM fields and return to serve their communities. Young women are also rising. The video shows female tech founders leading startups that challenge old stereotypes. Their confidence proves Traoré's belief: when you trust your youth, they will transform your nation. Burkina Faso's young generation is no longer waiting for change, they are building it themselves. Their creativity, energy, and courage are reshaping the nation and inspiring millions across Africa. When Captain Traoré took power, corruption was eating Burkina Faso from the inside. Government money meant for hospitals, schools, and farmers disappeared into the pockets of politicians and foreign partners. People were tired of leaders growing rich while citizens grew poorer. Traoré knew that real development could never happen if corruption continued. So he launched one of the strongest anti-corruption campaigns Africa has ever seen. He ordered public audits so everyone could see where money was going. Billions of stolen funds were exposed, shocking the nation. Corrupt officials, including powerful elites, were arrested and investigated. Suddenly, no one felt untouchable anymore. Traoré sent a clear message: no one is above the law. One of his boldest steps was creating Burkina Faso's first state-owned bank. Its mission is simple: keep national wealth inside the country. The bank funds local projects instead of letting money leak into foreign accounts. Traoré also nationalized key industries, especially gold mining. In 2024 alone, Burkina Faso recovered 93 kilos of gold from mining waste, gold that once enriched foreign companies. This war on corruption restored hope. People felt the government finally worked for them. Traoré didn't just fight corruption, he changed the culture, proving honesty can rebuild a nation. Captain Traoré's impact has moved far beyond Burkina Faso's borders. He has become a symbol of African pride, unity, and resistance. Everywhere across the continent, from Nairobi to Lagos, young people chant his name, wave Burkina Faso's flag, and share his speeches online. His message is powerful: Africa must rely on itself, not on foreign powers. Traoré speaks openly about neocolonialism and how African leaders should stop serving Western interests. His honesty shocks many because few modern leaders speak with such courage. Inspired by Sankara, he calls for African unity, strong leadership, and economic independence. At international events, like his visit to the Kremlin in 2025, he boldly demands respect for Africa, earning him global attention. Even other African leaders have taken notice. Botswana's president publicly praised Traoré as a model of people-first leadership. Some leaders fear him, but many admire him. His influence helped form the Sahel alliance with Mali and Niger, breaking away from Western-backed groups. Across social media, African youth say Traoré opened their eyes. He has reignited the dream of a liberated Africa, one that stands tall, confident, and united. His voice echoes through the continent, inspiring a new generation to demand sovereignty and dignity. With great influence comes great enemies. As Captain Traoré's power and popularity grew, so did the number of people trying to destroy him. Western governments worried because Burkina Faso was no longer easy to control. Corrupt African leaders felt threatened because Traoré inspired their citizens to demand accountability. And powerful foreign companies feared losing access to Burkina Faso's resources. Soon, smear campaigns began. Western media released negative reports focusing only on Burkina Faso's problems while ignoring the progress. Fake allegations were spread like claims that Traoré misused gold reserves, later proven false. Deepfake videos, including one showing the Pope praising him, were created to create confusion and damage his credibility. But the most shocking part is the danger Traoré faces daily. He has survived 16 assassination attempts, a terrifying reminder of how far his enemies will go to silence him. Rumors of coup plots surfaced, especially one involving leaders in Ivory Coast. Despite all this, Traoré refuses to back down. He speaks boldly, calling out Western lies and puppet leaders. His courage only strengthens the support of his people. The attacks show one thing clearly: the forces of corruption, neocolonialism, and exploitation fear him deeply. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership is shaping a legacy that will be remembered for generations. He is not just a president, he is a symbol of African pride, courage, and transformation. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso has changed in every direction: roads, hospitals, agriculture, innovation, airports, and governance. The country has risen from neglect to progress in a remarkably short time, but Traoré's legacy goes beyond physical development. He gave people something far more powerful: hope. He made Burkina-based citizens believe their country can stand tall without foreign help. He made youth feel seen, valued, and capable of greatness. He made Africa rethink what true leadership looks like. His daily routine, visiting farmers, checking construction sites, meeting workers, shows his dedication. He works with the people, not above them. Projects like the gold refinery and state bank ensure Burkina Faso's wealth stays in African hands. Today, many see Traoré as the new face of African liberation. Across the continent, young people say he awakened their spirit. He reminds corrupt leaders that their people are watching, and he reminds the world that Africa is no longer silent. Traoré's legacy is clear: a free Africa, a proud people, and a future built by Africans themselves.